In tonight's headlines, Cheptegei hands gold medal to idol Kiprotich and cash to Kiplimo and Chisa. Nabanja launches construction of regional cancer center. Drugs worth 130 million Uganda shillings impounded, 5 arrested. And Kampala street children rehabilitated and sent back home. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us on UBC News tonight on the 13th day of August 2021. I'm LAURYN MASIKA KAZIMOTO. Now we start off tonight's headline with Joshua Cheptegei has continued to win hearts at the occasion to be honored by sponsors MTN Uganda. He also turned to be a donor. Now Uganda's most celebrated sports personality didn't only offer cash donations but also his beloved golden medal from the Olympics 5,000 meters. Take a look.
In a pure show of respect unseen before in sports circles, Joshua Cheptegei has handed over his 5,000 meters Olympics gold medal to longtime idol and inspiration, Stephen Kiprotich.
So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you the father of this test running, the one who changed everything in the country, the one who made us, who brought excellence closer to us. The one who made us believe that we can do something. I know I've won a medal, and that medal is not mine. That medal is for the legend, Stephen Kiprotich. So allow me to present that gold medal to him because it's very emotional for me. I request him here. I will go back to Paris and bring the gold medal, which is mine now. I want to give it to you.
This was at Sheraton Hotel where the Olympics athletics team had met sponsors MTN that rewarded the team with several cash prizes. An emotional Cheptegei said that when Kiprotich won Olympics marathon gold in 2012, it not only changed his life, but also that of many capturer children, including Cheptegei, that aspired through hard work to scale the heights.
To me, what Stephen did in London is still fresh in my heart, in my mind. And wherever I run, I just feel like I want to be like him. Thank you.
At the same occasion, Cheptegei and steeplechase gold medalist Peruth Chemtai each received 50 million shillings from MTN, with Cheptegei getting a further 25 million shillings for his 10,000 meters silver, while Jacob Kiplimo, who bagged bronze, received 1 million shillings. After receiving the money, Cheptegei was yet again at his generous best. He swapped his 25 million shillings dummy check with Jacob Kiplimo's 10 million shillings and told the world that minus Jacob in both races, maybe things would have been different. When everyone thought he was done, he called upon Stephen Kisa, the tactical runner in that 10,000 meters final, to whom he handed the 10 million shillings he had swapped with Jacob Kiplimo.
So we hope that most of we keep on inspiring each other, and we believe that the world can be better together if we hold our hands together.
At the same function, MTN Uganda handed over 2 million shillings to each of the team members and also contributed 100 million shillings to Cheptegei's training center that demands 1.7 billion shillings to be complete.
Athletics, running in particular in Uganda, has an enormous potential. The talent that is there, out there, is just mind-blowing. I am sure about that. If there are 3 today, maybe in years to come there can be 5 or 10, who knows? I think the ambition of the president is big. Number 2 in Africa, why not number 1? Okay? And why not even aim for more? I think the talent is there, the ambition is there, So we need to invest. We need to invest in people. We need to invest in talent. We need to invest in the future. Because a unique team that sits here, okay, makes a country very, very, very proud.
Uganda Olympic Committee President Donald Rukari appreciated MTN for its marriage with the Athletics Federation since 2004 and promised able leadership to spur sports progress.
And we continue to promise as the Uganda Olympic Committee and National Council to keep supporting you through your federation. Some of you are beneficiaries of scholarships, and we look forward to seeing how we can continue this going forward.
MTN has ensured the entire country benefits from the double gold with the double promotion starting tomorrow for a week on all data purchased. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Now, if that story didn't get you teary-eyed, I don't know what did. Joshua Cheptegei, a man with a heart of gold. Now, Prime Minister Robert Nabanja has asked leaders to intensify awareness in regard to cancer, which is a silent killer. Nabanja was launching the construction of a regional cancer center in Gulu district.
The establishment of regional cancer centers was informed by the increased patient burden at Uganda Cancer Institute in Kampala, where over 6,000 new cancer patients are registered annually. In November last year, government signed a financing agreement worth euro 7.5 million, approximately 33 billion Uganda shillings, with the Republic of Austria for the establishment of a regional cancer center in Gulu, whose construction has been launched. Government set up cancer centers at Mbarara, Mbale and ARUA regional referral hospitals as a way of extending services closer to the people.
Government of Uganda, Uganda Cancer Institute, Northern Uganda Regional Cancer Center. This groundbreaking exercise is in line with the commitment of the NRM government in the 3rd National Development Plan and the National Resistance Movement Manifesto to extend cancer services closer to the people by establishing, constructing and equipping 4 regional cancer centers in Gulu for Northern Uganda, Mbale for Eastern Uganda, Mbarara for Western Uganda, and ARUA for West Nile. We want to do this by the year 2026.
The Prime Minister Robert Nabanja, however, says there is need to sensitize Ugandans about the disease because prevention is better than cure.
Our people need to know which foods increase the risk, and that keeping physically fit our bodies through regular exercise reduces the chances of contracting many lifestyle diseases.
To the Executive Director, Uganda Cancer Institute, Dr. Jackson Orem, the project is a sign that government has not forgotten cancer despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
So that shows you that our government is actually well focused, well aware about the need of the society, and in this particular case, when in all other countries nobody is thinking about cancer at this point, the government of Uganda is thinking about cancer.
He said the center will provide services free of charge.
It's better we have this unit here so that the management, the handling is done from here. At least here relatives can what? Can attend to them. But in Kampala, it is very, very difficult.
It will be a research and teaching center affiliated with the Gulu University School of Medicine and the Gulu Regional Referral Hospital. Bernard Higa, UBC News.
Thank you, Benediga. Now, government has declined to clear the opening of 120 arcades and shopping malls of non-compliance to the set standards. State Minister for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Kabuye Chofa, cites lack of adequate toilet facilities and fire escape as some of the reasons. This was at Media Center in Kampala, where the Minister of Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomusi, warned leaders against attending large gatherings. Take a look.
At least 127 shopping malls and arcades in Kampala will resume operations next week if the clearance by relevant authorities is anything to go by. The clearance follows a recent inspection that saw 247 business centers in Kampala assessed.
Within 7 days from 11th, the inspection teams will be ready to go back to the buildings that seek re-inspection for clearance to open upon notification of the town clerk by the property proprietor or administrator.
However, 120 shopping centers have not been cleared over failed compliance with COVID-19 standard operating procedures.
1, they had inadequate or lack of toilets. 2, all their parking basements, as per the plan approvals, were converted into shops, while with poor ventilations and lighting. No fire escapes, congested or obstructed corridors with shops and other extensions.
All this is done to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister for Information, Communications Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, warns against big gatherings.
Starting from us, the leaders, we must be conscious of the fact that when people see us gathered in huge congregations, then they also get the impetus to join such a congregations. But for the people you have seen in the Kororo, or we see members of parliament, cabinet, we first go for COVID tests.
Baryomunsi also clarified on the balance of COVID-19 relief funds said to be stuck at one of the commercial banks.
The government had paid like up to 80% plus, so meaning there was a category of people who had qualified, who had met the requirements, but their figures were not adding up, and there was a verification. I suspect that those people who have maybe not yet been paid, some of them, and also a part of the money is still in the bank.
The public health team at Kampala Capital City Authority, in liaison with other agencies, conducted an inspection to assess suitability and compliance of shopping arcades. This was based on a checklist that ensured adherence to COVID-19 SOPs and in conformity with public health and physical planning statutes. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Now, over 100 children that were rescued from Kampala streets and settled at Nachibubo Blue Primary School and tested for COVID-19 before being taken to rehabilitation centers have been sent back to their respective communities. The ones who tested positive for COVID-19 were treated and quarantined at Nachibubo Blue Primary School, and the rest were taken to Kazi Rehabilitation Center along Entebbe Road.
Over 100 Kampala street children who have undergone a 1-month rehabilitation and transformation training at Kazi National Camping Ground have been dispersed to different civil organizations. This is part of an initiative by Kampala Capital City Authority and non-governmental organizations that work with children on the streets. They were collected from the streets during the second COVID-19 lockdown in June by different civil society organizations under their umbrella body, Children at Risk Action Network, Crane, and later taken to Nachivubo Blue Primary School before settling them at Kazi in Wakiso District. The director, Children at Risk Action Network, Faith Kembabazi, says the boys have been equipped with life skills, and those who would wish to go back to their respective homes will be rehabilitated and reconciled with their families.
The rehabilitation journey will continue in the different spheres and different organizations the children are going to, and then resettlement or reintegration into alternative care will happen.
She further calls on the boys not to go back on the streets and says they will be skilled in other fields since there is still room for opportunities for them that could be interested when schools reopen.
This process, and we hope that at the end we will celebrate when new children have actually stuck to going home, to sticking to school, to being able to do a skill that you can earn a living from, and to staying off the street. Amen? Amen?
The town clerk in Makinde Division, John Bosco Bushonyora, hailed the civil society organizations for their continuous support towards mankind.
The training that they have acquired here has transformed their lives. Of course, a good number of them, we hope they will be able to go back to their families, so they are related with their other families.
The commandant, Kazi National Camping Ground, Colonel Kamia Richard, says the skills acquired by the boys will help them to be influential persons in their communities.
These children on the streets, they were pickpocketing, meaning they were robbing people, but now here we have been able to inculcate useful norms of scouting, which they will now use in the future to make them responsible citizens.
The boys vowed never to return on the streets and also commend the civil society organizations for their support.
And I have learned how you can know yourself, that how can you control yourself.
Agape World Ministries, Dwelling Places, Abana Ministries, African Community Organization are some of the civil organizations that supported the noble cause. Sudat Kaye, Henry Muganga, UBC.
Civil society actors under the umbrella organization Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network have appealed to the Minister of Works and Transport to urgently amend the Traffic and Road Safety Regulations 2004 on blood alcohol concentration limit, helmet use and use of observation methods by law enforcers to save lives, safeguard the economy and reduce the burden on the health system.
With the increasing levels of accidents in the country, Uganda Road Accident Reduction Network has called upon the Minister of Works and Transport to urgently amend the Traffic and Road Safety Regulations 2004. The advocates say the current traffic and road safety regulations are outdated and obsolete.
Urgently amend the Traffic and Road Safety Regulation 2004 on blood alcohol concentration, drug limit, helmet use and use of observation method by law enforcement to save lives, safeguard the economy and reduce burden on health systems.
They are calling for reduction of blood alcohol concentration limit, enforcement of mandatory helmet use for motorcycle riders and their passengers, and revision of the helmet standard to improve motorcycle efficiency.
Advocates, as an entity working for professional drivers, we are calling for zero alcohol level. Do not drink and drive. As for us who are working with commercial drivers, the passenger service vehicle drivers, the goods vehicle drivers, these are vehicles that when one gets involved in an accident, for example a truck, we have seen it, a truck losing brakes and knocking 6 other vehicles. We've seen a bus getting involved in an accident and we've seen the number of people who die. So for drivers, we think that the best to do is to advocate for zero alcohol for all drivers, including riders.
So we actually want to call upon government to ensure to increase the enforcement of some of its regulations, and those that call for amendment be amended.
Motor riders and passengers who are directly affected by the regulations are advised to properly use their helmet each and every time. Helmet use in Uganda is estimated at 22%, and projected cost of care per border accident patient is $300. The annual crime and traffic report 2020 also revealed 12,249 clashes were registered with 3,663 fatalities. The report discloses that motorists constitute the second highest number of road clashes in the country at 31%. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has asked all Ugandans to embrace farming, adding that farming is vital for social economic transformation. Muyingo was launching Chisoboka initiative in Bunanika County, LUWEERO district.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has asked farmers across the country to embrace the presidential directive on embracing agriculture during this era of COVID-19. Minister Muyingo, who was accompanied by the Deputy Chairman of NRM Central Region, Godfrey Kiwanda Suli, also visited model farmers in Bamunanika, LUWEERO district. The minister and his guests also launched the NRM Manifesto Implementation Initiative, Chisoboka Campaign 2021-26 in LUWEERO district.
Making me proud. There are many youth like you who are very poor when we started, and here we are. He's one of the tycoons within this country. It's just a matter of changing the mindset and see things as possible. Government has provided us with the environment that is conducive to good working. It's conducive to one becoming rich. Why don't we take advantage of this good environment, all of us?
Muyingo also commended the Chisoboka program and said it will help the government to continue supporting youth on changing their mindset by involving them in income-generating activities. While in Bamunanika LUWEERO, Minister Muyingo and Kiwanda visited a 130-acre farm belonging to Lutagambwa in Zirowe area.
Demand ya silage, demand ya mata, demand yente, demand y'obusa weri. Tubadde mu COVID-19 batorusi tuyirabira ntugamba ne COVID teriiwo. Endwa kiri kimu kyakola muntu avudde atya waali okweyongera ku ddala eddala mu byenfuna. Ebyobufuzi twabituusa ku ntikko kati tutandise olutalo lw'ebyenfuna nga
2 acres where I have been using for farming. Now I have 10 acres.
If at all we change our minds, the only problem that our Ugandans have, it is the mindset.
The Deputy Chairman of NRM in charge Central Region, Godfrey Kiwanda Suli, said the Chisoboka campaign is targeting households for income generation.
Jesse Muyingo has been here as a member of parliament, but we've been asking him how many people that he has touched in terms of economics, in terms of economic empowerment. Our major task with this as the national resistance movement is on household income. We want to see whether our people can actually survive into their villages in the rural transformation program. We've had different programs as government to see to change our people's livelihood.
He commended the former legislator Bamunanika, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, for supporting the communities socially.
Barbara Itungo Chagulani has, through her Caring Hearts Uganda, a non-government organization she oversees, donated items to help in the maternity ward of LUWEERO Hospital. Barbie, as she is fondly known, is an advocate of reduction of maternal deaths and targets helping the youth, especially those affected by teenage pregnancies. We have the details.
Barbie Chagulanyi has stepped up efforts to reduce maternal death in Uganda hospitals. Her latest push has been at LUWEERO General Hospital. Through her Caring Hearts Uganda non-government organization, she has donated 6 delivery beds and other items to help cater for the over 50 teenage pregnant mothers. Bobby believes that this aid should kickstart a program to enable these pregnant teenage mothers return to school after safe delivery. LUWEERO District Woman MP Brenda Nabukenya calls for a review of the education policy with a proper legislation to allow teenage mothers return to school unhindered and without stigmatization.
ate okulaba nti tuva neyo ne tuyingirako mu education policy okulaba nti return to schools nakyo kisoboka just in case mumanyi biri mu stigma naye twagala okulaba nti tugenda beyond that ng'abakulembeze.
Katika South MP, Hassan Kirumira Lukalide also advises education, but for him technical institutions for the teenage mothers to attain practical hands-on skills training.
Tugenda kubeera nga tuyiwawo omubiri. Already twatandise okuwandiika amabaluwa kuba kyamazima kino ekirwadde kya COVID kyakosa buli omu. Kye tusinga okwagala is to upskill our youth okubeera nga tubasomesa okudda amasomero basome.
Luwero District Chairperson Erastus Chibirango appreciated Barbara Itungo Kyagulanyi for the jail for pregnant mothers, 6 delivery beds, 100 sanitary pads, 100 mama kits, 2 20-litre jerrycans of hand sanitizer and children wear, among others.
Now, councillors of Madi Okolo district have tasked members of parliament to remind the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development to resolve the outstanding district border disputes between Madi Okolo and other neighbouring districts. Now, this follows continuous increase in conflicts among Madi Okolo district, Terego, Yumbe, Zombo and Arua districts. All right, now the body of a suspected thief has been found abandoned at Base Camp Lower Central Division, Kasese Municipality. The man allegedly said to have stolen goats was killed by unidentified people and his body dumped near his village. According to the LC1 chairperson, Jaria Chigutia, said that the deceased might have been among the gang of thieves that have attacked the village at night. This is the third person to be killed under mysterious circumstances in a period of 1 week in Kasese district.
COVID has caused him to steal, so that this means has been doing this frequently, several times. So we throw again the message that please, the entire community, we alert, the LC ones, we alert, whoever is trying to do that. For us, we don't want to know COVID. If you attempt to steal and we get you in the position that we think people can do what they can, or if the security is there can do what they can, I think that's the way how people they always do. Because
well, UBC News Tonight takes a short break, but we'll return with business stories. Keep it locked.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Central Points when you deposit, send and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
He's Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda. This is superb running.
I've shared my story with the world. With you.
but you've only seen the half of it. Because to truly know and appreciate my story, you will have to see it for yourself. My home, my Uganda. From the breathtaking waterfalls of the Nile to every beautiful sunrise and sunset, from the amazing blankets of green to the priceless treasures that lie within. Along the way, I have met some unusual friends, the world-famous silverbacks. When I see them, I behold Uganda's treasures. So yes, you see me and celebrate Uganda. I assure you, there is a lot more in store. I have lived here for years, but even I am yet to see its full glory. Join me. Let's take on the Pearl of Africa together.
Welcome back from the break. And now into business. The oil and gas sector provides unlimited opportunities for local investors. However, for one to benefit, strategic investment and preparation is critical, argues Ruth Nankabira, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. Nankabira, who has completed a 4-day field induction tour of oil and gas operations in the Albertine Graben, believes that if Ugandans don't prepare for the immense business opportunities presented by the oil and gas sector, they will miss out from the multi-billion juicy deals. Take a look.
And then also support them.
Government of Uganda has ring-fenced some subsectors in the oil and gas value chain for local service providers. These include catering, security, supply of construction materials, human resource management, communications, transport and logistics, among others. This move is geared at boosting chances of local companies to win bids and tenders.
We are looking at this project, petroleum and gas, as a project which is going to spur development in other sectors, in agriculture, in roads. Our money is not going to go for payment of salaries, no.
Although this is good news for prospective local investors, stringent rules and guidelines do apply. On her visit of the Stanbic Agribusiness Incubation Hub in Hoima City, Ruth Nankabira, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, accompanied by her colleagues, the Ministers of State, underscored the need for the citizens to strategically position themselves in order to reap big from provision of local content. She, however, cautioned the public against expecting to earn from where they haven't invested.
And don't just pick anything along the way and supply. We have to maintain standards in everything that we are doing. In agricultural production, standards. That's the only way. Otherwise, you will just produce and you will not have the market. So this preparation is very key and it is timely.
Over 300 farmers and aggregators have so far benefited from the training facility.
We're trying to really work on that whole value chain, looking at, the model farm, the farm where things are happening, which is run by the 1 acre farm, and then from there, processing and all of that here, the washing, and of course the off-taking by Bobby. That for us is a great contribution towards this oil and gas story and also to the general community. But we're also saying this can also happen anywhere in the country.
During procurement in the oil and gas sector, Ugandan companies are given 10% advantage before bid evaluation. Relatedly, Ruth Nankabira has commissioned a police post at Chakaboga village in Buseruka sub-county, Hoima district. The police post, constructed by a local company, is part of the resettlement action plan undertakings for the project-affected persons who are displaced from land that houses the Kabale Industrial Park.
We do coordinate with other entities and will continue working with them to ensure we fulfill all our obligations in this resettlement village.
And we are actually very grateful and thankful for officials from government for giving local contractors such projects, because when we get them very many people benefit from the contracts.
The petroleum sector is transitioning from the exploration phase to the development and production phase that is expected to bring in investments worth $20 billion before first oil flows in 2025. What remains to be seen is whether Ugandans are ready to partake on these multi-billion projects. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC News.
The Minister of State for Investment and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, said that Equity Bank's strategy of linking local coffee farmers to access affordable credit and market coffee products is the best option to increase revenue, production and consumption of coffee-related products. The minister was commissioning a coffee city plant in Ntinda aimed at increasing domestic coffee consumption through invigorating a local modern coffee shop centre.
Government, through the private-public partnership, has allocated a financial package boost to support local coffee investors and farmers to increase on the entire value chain. The State Minister for Investments and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, applauds financial institutions like Equity Bank, which is enabling coffee farmers add value to coffee-related products. This was at the launch of a coffee city centre in Ntinda, Kampala, which aims to increase local coffee consumption.
Coffee City, working together with the Equity Bank to link the farmers with a ready market. For me, this is very exciting news because our farmers have also been suffering and not being able to get a readily available market. So working with Equity Bank, and I believe many other banks that will come on board, the farmer, they are not going to be cheated. One, they are going to have clear market source thanks to Equity Bank.
Uganda earned 1.83 trillion shillings from coffee exports in the financial year 2019 to 2020, the highest coffee earnings in a single fiscal year. The head of retail banking at Equity Bank, George Kato, says through the business partnership, the bank has supported the entire value chain to over 4,000 coffee farmers, including access credit and market.
So one of the things that we're trying to do is that we don't only support the farmer, we support the farmer to support through the value chain. You give him money to do the garden, to look after the garden. After harvest, after drying, then we support them in terms of looking for the market and the off-taker. So there's the off-taker, the market is ready, so we support the farmer. So along the chain, along the way, the farmer is able to get the value out of his produce.
Equity Bank has also intensified strategies to support young entrepreneurs in the agriculture industry to create employment opportunities through a series of value chain activities.
Our target as a bank is to support agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of this country, and we all know that even during COVID, one of the sectors that was performing and working, people remain eating. You and me always eat. What we're looking at is that we don't only support this farmer. We are ensuring that this farmer is linked to the market. So our target is 500,000 farmers, but we are going as beyond as 1 million. So every year we have a target to support over 500,000 farmers.
The proprietor of Coffee City, Nelson Tugume, says the franchise model project focuses on promoting Uganda local coffee and empowering the youth with skills in whole coffee value chain deeds. Sodat Kaye, Robert Bwaita, UBC.
A section of youth have asked government to expedite the process of vaccination so that they can resume school. A number of girls have embraced small-scale businesses to occupy themselves as they wait for the reopening of schools.
The International Day for Youth 2021 on the theme Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human Planetary Health, warrants collective and individual life protection through integrating young people in the food transformation.
Transformed food system increases productivity and quality that are competitive in the world market. The young workers need to be involved in the best practices from today so that it is sustainable. Yes, innovation cannot be there when there are too many challenges caused.
The Amalgamated Transport and General Workers Union urges young people to integrate for strong bargaining power.
Join the workers union and have
a strong bargaining power. Because when you are 1 and 2, you cannot bargain for yourself. So the young people, it is their honors to be in the union, so that whatever they do, they can have a bargaining power. You know, when you have a bargaining power, you can sit with management on a round table.
Commercialization of agriculture is among the hurdles to this year's theme, as many young people cannot afford the mechanized farming, which requires a lot of money.
The machines that are supposed to be used are expensive. Then as a young worker, we don't have that capital that can acquire such assets to use.
If the taxes were reduced, that is on the way, innovatively on the way we pass on information as youths, because now the number one informer is the internet to all of us, the youth. But the taxes are too much. It is us, the youth, who can even improve our agriculture to the villagers or to the local people who are doing the farming.
And those who are dealing in milk and milk byproducts. You realize that you cannot have excess of milk and sell it fresh, because we don't have mechanized gadgets or something that is strictly for processing milk into milk byproducts.
Limited knowledge and inadequate extension workers block many youth to engage in food production.
Mindset where people now think about technology and versus the smaller innovation. There's also lack of creativity within government cycle, whereby empowering the young people. Because we need, first of all, you need to change their mindset to look at productivity, especially in agriculture sector.
Stakeholders are expected to support solutions developed by young innovators to address challenges to food systems to guarantee inclusive and sustainable development. Abdul Nasir Lubwama, UBC News.
Traders in ARUA City Central Market who were forced to move to congested temporary markets to pave way for its construction will soon relocate to the modern market that is near completion. The contractor has covered about 99% of the works and is now cleaning up the buildings. Take a look.
Over 5,000 traders are expected to start using ARUA market after its handover next month. The State Minister for Local Government, Victoria Rusoke, in a company of the area members of Parliament from ARUA City and the city local leaders, during the inspection of the market on Thursday, were not pleased with the delay of the work at the market.
We are 10 months behind, but the enormous work I can see might bring you problems. Why don't you work, keep time, do quality work, and keep the contract to its dot, don't alter anything, and then you qualify to get another work. So I wouldn't wish to say we won't give you more work, but pull up your socks, compensate what are missing, the latrine stances, rather the toilet stances for males, and the cold rooms. You will not have problem with us. Pull up your socks to make sure you produce our work. You are telling me a lie that 15th September, today is 13th, that in 4 weeks you have completed all the work that is missing.
The minister also visited the value addition factory, which is part of the market still under construction, and was impressed with the level of the work done. But she appeals to the leaders to fight corruption if the people are to benefit from different government programs being implemented. The city leaders hail the government under the leadership of His Excellency President Museveni for the different projects being implemented for people of ARUA City.
But now, with the creation of the city, we have become 401 square kilometers. It means the balance all came from Wai. So it is too big to manage. We want to pray to you that I know there's a moratorium on creation of new units, administrative units now. But I want to pray to you that be our ambassador. When the rightful time comes, we want to have another division in Aibu so that the services can be taken nearer to the people.
ARUA Central Market will have bulk storage facility, daycare center, a clinic and pharmacy, restaurants, a water storage facility, waste collection and disposal system, CCTV cameras and firefighting installations, parking facility and value addition facility, among others. The project is contracted to MS Sadim Al Kuwait General Trading and Contracting Company and Dot Services Limited at 34.9 billion shillings. Government got a loan from the African Development Bank to finance the markets. Sudat Kai, UBC.
Now, members of parliament from different districts have requested government to revise the EMYOOGA program to address the irregularities that have since failed the program to smoothly kick off. This follows complaints arising from lack of transparency among the technocrats handling the EMYOOGA funds and the process of disbursement of the said funds.
The program is a stimulus package that government allocated to persons and businesses that were plagued by the effects of the COVID-19 lockdown. The money was placed under the management of Microfinance Support Center to support several small businesses. However, due to several complaints from the beneficiaries in different districts across the country, Parliament was compelled to task each member to take interest to investigate the irregularities in their respective constituencies and report in a fortnight. In Bulambuli district, the EMYOOGA SACCO chairpersons say the bureaucrats attached to the program and high interest rates have seemingly turned away a number of beneficiaries. This was during a meeting with their area members of Parliament at Bulambuli district headquarters.
Government funding to improve people's livelihoods. Why can't we look at it in 1 year for these people to pay? Because some of them are farmers.
Bulambuli district has 3 constituencies that include Elgon County, Bulambuli County and Elgon North County, each having 17 registered SACCOs under EMYOOGA program. The area MPs led by Bulambuli district woman MP LAURYN Muloni held several meetings to ascertain the progress of the program. Some of the intended beneficiaries, including tailors and boda SACCOs, suggested change in the time frame of loan repayment, saying most of them were affected by COVID-19.
But issues of bureaucracies have also affected the release of funds, and then also the borrowing mechanism and the recoveries.
In Luengo district, where EMYOOGA program was expected to benefit at least 1,000 groups, the program has since registered a number of irregularities. Bukoto West Member of Parliament Muhammad Muyanja Sentai says government sent 560 million to Bukoto West constituencies, but has since not served its intended purpose in the constituency. He also says there is a need to revive the period in which loans are serviced, since many of their borrowers were affected by the pandemic.
Pichi akufuna sente zineza ez'omwoga agenda agule boda egule miliyoni 4.5. Taina mbeera gy'asobola kukomyawo sente zino.
The commercial officer in charge of EMYOOGA Chanzanga Town Council Henry Mukasa, however, refutes allegations that his office has been charging illegal fees.
Balemereddwa okumanaginga obulungi. Baddira buli muntu agenda okujjayo ssente ne bamusaba emitwalo 5 ne 10 wakati w'5 ne 10.
Naye abasinga bonna bazikola ki bazitwala.
Residents, however, admit that the money was received, but they accuse their SACCO leadership of complicating the process.
EMYOOGA gino bwe jajja kumenyawo ebibiina by'owansi.
In Chikube district, a number of intended beneficiaries have lost interest in the program, with some withdrawing their membership from the Savings and Credit Cooperative Society. The would-be beneficiaries told MPs that the program involves a lot of tedious procedures that demoralize them.
The banks have received the money, but our people who are very, very poor can't get this money from the bank. Those conditions where you say someone first bank 30% to get the money. Since 2020 March, we went in a lockdown. The person has not been working up to now. Where is he going to get the money?
It has emerged from the assessment of the program by members of Parliament that some SACCOs never completed their registration and application process. This was during a meeting held at the Palace Hotel in Hoima City. In Hoima City, out of 36 EMYOOGA SACCOs, only 10 SACCOs have benefited.
Groups who are supposed to benefit from this EMYOOGA money have not benefited from it, totally 100%.
Reason being, the commerce officers told those groups to first save 30%.
In Mukono, the program was somehow politicized. That made many people think that the money was a gift from the president. The chairperson of the EMYOOGA program in Mukono says they did not carry out enough sensitization about the program, especially about bureaucracies and the interest rate. Mukono Municipality Member of Parliament Betty Namboze has put to task the chairperson of the EMYOOGA program to explain why the actual beneficiaries were not considered.
Sigamba mbu nyumirwa nnyo kwata bannange babasibe. Naye omuntu bw'aba agenda kukwata ku ssente za muwa musolo ng'amanya nti nno ne Namboze ajja kumbuuza ebibuuzo. Oba oliawo eyalikemeddwa nti kansitwale.
18 groups have received the EMYOOGA money out of the 315 registered groups. EMYOOGA is a presidential initiative on wealth and job creation that was rolled out in October 2020 to support groups of small businesses like border borders, taxi drivers, restaurants, saloons through SACCOs and their cooperative societies.
And now into international news. Voting in Zambia's tightly contested general elections ended on Thursday in the capital, Lusaka, with the result to be released within 72 hours. More than 12,000 polling stations in the country were open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time. About 7 million voters voted for president, lawmakers, city mayors and councillors in the elections. The result will be released within 72 hours after voting. The election has attracted 16 presidential candidates, including the incumbent President Edgar Lungu and the main opposition rival Hakainde Hichilema, the candidate of the United Party for National Development. General elections in Zambia are held every 5 years. Zambia's constitution stipulates that a presidential candidate must obtain more than half of the votes to win. If no one wins in the first round, the two leading candidates will compete in the second round. All right, now let us sign out this news bulletin and take a look at tonight's headline once again. CHEPTEGEI hands gold medal to Idol Kiprotich and cash to Kiplimo and Chisa. Nabanja launches construction of Regional Cancer Center. Drugs worth 130 million Uganda shillings impounded, 5 arrested. Kampala street children rehabilitated and sent back home. Thank you once again for your company this lovely evening. Do enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'm LAURYN MASIKA KAZIMOTO. Good night.
Wake up to Good Morning Uganda, weekdays on UBC.
Live from Now Avenue in UBC Studios, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co-Uganda, Office of the President.
Nature that nurtures our life on Earth determines the geographical surrounding that should be protected and preserved by the community.
This is the time we partner with UBC and protect the environment.
Our Environment is a program that will showcase the importance of human responsibility in a healthy environment, that is to say, conservation, waste management and recycling, disease prevention, biogas to mention but a few.
Support the program Our Environment on UBC.
Inspiring Uganda.
Beyond Beauty Parlor and Spa, your beautification destination. We believe in suitable beauty. We offer pedicure and manicure, makeup, hairstyling, plating, weaving, dreadlocks, massage, waxing, facial and body scrub. Name it. We also offer additional services like honeymoon packages, hiring venues, and vehicles for brides and grooms. Training interns from different beauty schools. We are located on Uganda House, ground floor 5. Call to book for your appointment on 0702 645 015 or 0414 696 229. You can WhatsApp us on 0752 645 005. Email us beyondbeautyparlor and spa@yahoo.com.